I had the privilege of interacting and having some sort of facilitation with an amazing innovator group from a great university, and they will introduce themselves on a project called Qalbi. It stands for QALBI, or heart. It's a platform designed to literally transform cardiovascular care. Today, we'll explore the mission, potential, and maybe role of Qalbi with a great group, Professor Murad and Muhammad and Khalifa, and they will introduce themselves later on. Before we move into this very exciting topic, I wanted to remind you that healthcare at this time is more of sick care. It should be a lot more proactive. We should be looking more at health rather than healthcare, and specifically with cardiovascular disease, the number one killer globally. We're not doing very well. And one of the key areas for us to do better is our health literacy and, again, our engagement. So the exciting thing about this podcast is we're going to see whether one of the innovations called Qalbi can help us along this very long journey of cardiovascular prevention. So while Qalbi is still new and it was part of a capstone graduation project perhaps around 2 weeks ago, it's already is having tremendous interest locally and hopefully globally. With that in mind, we're going to hear from my dear panelists, again, Dr. Murad and Muhammad and Khalifa, regarding this very exciting projects. Before I move into the project itself, Dr. Murad, can you kindly introduce yourself and tell us what made you get into this very exciting and promising field of artificial intelligence? Murad?
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Samer. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Samer, for hosting us today to explore and to talk more about our project and our distinguished students. How do they perform at the university? Let me first of all introduce myself. My name is Murad Al-Rajab. I'm an assistant professor at Abu Dhabi University at the Department of Computer Science and IT, College of Engineering. Mainly, I am holding a PhD in computer science from the United Kingdom, and I had been working in the academic field for more than 18 years now, teaching at higher educational institutes, and I'm passionate in dealing with the students, working with the students, doing core projects, research. My research field or my research area mainly focus and most in the health informatics, how we apply AI into the health sector, honestly. I conducted research in cancer detection and health prevention and vital signs and even Alzheimer, in addition to other areas like astronomy, even smart cities and computer science education. But I'm really passionate about how to apply AI into the health sector mainly. This is a brief introduction about myself. First of all, maybe we can introduce the students now, and then I return back answering the second half of your question. Yeah. We can start with Muhammad. If you would like to introduce yourself, then Khalifa.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Murad Rajab and Dr. Samer Ellahham, for this opportunity to having both of us to present our idea. My name is Muhammad Akda, and I'm excited to be here talking about the topic of the patient healthcare and how we can integrate it with AI and technologies. I am a software engineer graduate from Abu Dhabi University. During my studies, I've been interested and being passionate about making mobile applications, web developments, and especially through the full stack development. I've been interested on doing some healthcare integration, especially after we came up with the idea for Qalbi, and it was my graduate project for this. It mainly focuses on cardiovascular health risk assessments and personalized recommendations. In addition to my academic background, I have gained some experience doing my internships on a bunch of companies. One of them is Exceed IT Services, where I've worked on Angular development, some full stack developments, and some project management. And I'm very excited to display or view our projects that we have accomplished.
Thank you, Muhammad.
Okay, we can do it
Okay.
after you tell us. So one of the things that come up, which is key, Dr. Murad, and we need to be this as interesting for the public as for the people specialized in the field, this whole idea of what is artificial intelligence what is machine learning, what is deep learning, how do we people, simplify it? This is now, as you know, AI is all over. It's not only in healthcare, it's in everything we do, even the math,
Absolutely.
even everything. Can we briefly summarize to our audience and to all of us? I've been working with you on this projects. I've been looking at this for the past 5 years. I don't see that people are aware of the difference and how important it is.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Samir. Let us simplify the idea for the audience. Artificial intelligence is just go smart. You need to go smart. That means it is how you can make the machine. And here, when we talk about a machine, I mean any machine in general. It can be, for example, your mobile phone, for example, the TV, your laptop, your washing machine, etc. How to make it smart. How it can, for example, think and respond by itself. This is just a simple definition of artificial intelligence. This is how people can understand it. But if you look at the backside of the definition, it is composed of many algorithms and math and complicated computer science things. But at the end, it's just how to go smart or how to make the machines think smart as human beings, or they can act as human beings. Now, and there is a branch of artificial intelligence called machine learning. And also, let us simplify this, because I believe that many people started hearing about what is machine learning, what is deep learning, maybe ChatGPT, for example. So these are new trends, terminologies in our daily lives. So let us simplify the idea for people. So let me start with machine learning. Machine learning, very simple. I want to learn the machine. That means I want to teach the machine to think by on its own self. And once more, the machine here is any computer-related machine. So machine learning, for example, just to simplify the concept for human beings or for the people or the audience, let us assume that I have a child and I would like to teach this child how can he recognize different fruits like apple, like orange, for example, like banana, etc. So if you have a child and you want to teach him how to recognize between different fruits, you will be providing him with different objects or different pictures, for example, for these different fruits. And you will keep feeding him and adding maybe more pictures and so on until he recognizes or understands that this is an apple. When he looks at a rounded object with a red color, it can be an apple. When he looks at a rounded object, for example, which is with an orange color, he can recognize that it's an orange, and so on. So machine learning is like, I want also to teach someone how to cook. And I will make it maybe more fun to give you this simple example. I want to teach you how to cook. If I want to teach you how to cook, what I will teach you? I will teach you the recipe and I will teach you the ingredients, how to cook. So the recipe here will be the algorithm, the steps, how you can cook, how you can prepare your meal, for example. And the ingredients will be the data. Without data, we cannot progress with machine learning or with even deep learning or with AI in general. So I will teach you how to cook with my practice, with my algorithm, with my, for example, recipe and ingredients. But tomorrow, you will be enhancing your practice as a machine or as, for example, a smart device. You will be enhancing. You will not cook. Yet today, you will cook as exactly I taught you, but tomorrow you'll be cooking better than I will teach you. So this is the idea of machine learning. If we will go to deep learning, to make it even simple for people, deep learning, I want to make the machine or the computer-related device to think like a human beings exactly. That use the human neurons, for example, in order to think and to recognize things. One common application here, how can I recognize faces? At the beginning, if you need to teach a child how to recognize between different faces, it won't be easy as you are teaching him how to recognize fruits. But if I want to ask him to recognize faces, first of all, maybe you will start asking him to recognize between his mother or his father, for example, but how he can recognize his relatives. This requires more advanced, for example, let us say algorithms or techniques in order to teach the child how to recognize different faces. And this is deep learning. So the difference is machine learning and deep learning are under the umbrella of artificial intelligence, but deep learning is more advanced. This is just maybe how I can clarify to people in a simple way.
So where does ChatGPT fit in all of that?
Yeah, ChatGPT is part of the deep learning because ChatGPT is, you are interacting with a new technique of, let us say, type of search engines, for example, which is, we call it the large language modeling. Here we are feeding a huge amount of data, and data is the core of anything in AI. If we don't have data, it will be difficult, for example, how we can learn our models or teach them. So ChatGPT now is a trend, and in ChatGPT, it's working like a friend. If you are interacting or asking any question in any field, It is going to give you answers in all fields, for example, and the answers really are let us say, for example, I don't want to say accurate, but it's giving you a wealth of information for any information that you are looking for in few seconds, this is an advanced technology. The accuracy is still enhanced, and it has advantages and disadvantages. However, we can discuss that later on in a different, let us say, a podcast. It's not part of Qalbi now, but in general, ChatGPT, as I said, it's like a chatbot with search engine, and it's definitely built using AI, advanced AI techniques, which we call it the Ellahham, or the large language modeling.
So then obviously the data accuracy, reliability, and also security is key. And the
Definitely.
algorithm is all over.
Absolutely,
what
yes.
was the reason, Khalifa, are you back with us now?
Yes, I'm back.
Can you please introduce yourself? And I'm going to put you on the spot. What role
Okay.
did you have in developing Qalbi, and what inspired you to work on this very interesting project?
So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, dear members. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity for having me on this podcast with these amazing pioneers, my personal supervisor, Dr. Murad Rajab, and our mentor and Qalbi project, Dr. Samir Ellahham. My name is Khalifa Abdullah Rumeiti. I'm a senior software engineering student from Abu Dhabi University. I'm deeply interested in software engineering and foundations of it, and applying them on healthcare related topics. I always was a fan of healthcare and helping people, and I never thought of having the opportunity of applying it until like Dr. Murad and us and our amazing team came up with a project of Qalbi. And as you all know, Qalbi stands for the Arabic translation for heart. So yes.
So what was your role in this project? And it's very inspiring to focus on something like cardiovascular disease. Tell us a little bit more about your role.
So my role in Qalbi, we work as a team in terms of front end literature review, conducting thorough literature review, benchmarking, doing a thorough research through how can we approach this topic and the different techniques and things like that. And I beg your pardon, what was the other part of the question, Dr. Sam?
The other part is what made you get into this project? You said it was a collective choice led by Dr. Murad to choose the topic of, try to transform cardiovascular care at least one step at a time to focus on the heart.
Because I believe that there's a huge problem where we can improve in patient care. And the main goal of Qalbi here is centering patient care, is to improve patients, to educate them, because we have a huge lack of health literacy here. People have a lack of awareness regarding cardiovascular disease. And the thing is that these matters they're very preventable by doing like minimum stuff. It's just the awareness that is the problem, where we created Qalbi to solve this big issue. And also here in the UAE, alhamdulillah, we have many initiatives regarding Ministry of Health Prevention and other things. So this also motivated us in tackling this matter, where we created an application that's which has a medical dashboard, which is interactive, it's fun, it's easy to use, and it's very user-friendly.
Okay. Muhammad, if I ask you with this background to describe Qalbi, so from my standpoint as a quality leader, I can summarize it from the voice of the patient with the following: keep me safe. The patient, the person, the community want to stay safe. Heal me, they want evidence-based information, because as you know, Muhammad, a lot of the information that is on social media, unfortunately, is not filtered. So quite a bit of them is inaccurate. Be kind to me is obviously the patient experience, but engage me is, I think, what we discussed when we worked together on this project. In 1 minute or one sentence or one statement, how would you summarize and describe Qalbi in one sentence or two or three?
Thank you so much, Dr. Samir. So basically, our Qalbi project mainly focuses on the cardiovascular and how we will gain the attention for the users to use our Qalbi application is not to only have a general talk about cardiovascular or a general inquiries about cardiovascular. You can take one of the risk assessments that has been implemented in the application And in addition, to have a virtual agent that you can choose, multiple agents that you can talk with, and the multilingual support, which in Arabic and English, and inshallah in the future with more languages. This is one of the major things that distinguish us. As my colleague Khalifa said, we've done a huge benchmarking and some literature review about our topic, and we found out there's multiple things that other applications lack of doing, especially for the interface, especially for the user-friendly applications and so on. So I would say Qalbi is one of the biggest applications that hopefully will support all the users. We don't have any specific age or group for users. It's friendly for all the users, and will be a huge part of the future, inshallah. But I'm excited to be a part of this project, as I said.
Dr. Samir, may I add something?
Absolutely, yes.
About choosing the topic itself and why we started or worked in this project, honestly. You know that in any human body, there is a piece. And this piece is very important. If this piece is well, the whole body will be well. As Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, في القلب مضغة في الجسم مضغة إذا صلحت صلح الجسم كله. Sorry to say that in Arabic, but if you have this piece in your body, if this piece is good, is healthy, then your body will be healthy. And if your body will be healthy, the community will be healthy. This is why we came up with the idea to solve the issue of cardiovascular. And we found also that many people, they are not aware about their health, especially in the field of cardiovascular. So there is an issue with the literacy, and this is was done in consultation with you and in general when we conducted the literature review and the benchmarking. People are not that much aware about the information about education, how to educate themselves in this area or this field. From here, we found that we are in need, really. People are in need to have an application, and not an application, a smart application that will support, will help them to gain more information and knowledge. And this application to be at the same time in connection with the health field or the healthcare provider, for example, like the doctors at hospitals, in order to establish this connection or relationship to control or to monitor the health of human beings.
Absolutely. So as you know, the whole reason for this whole podcast is to bring up, number one, prevention, number two, cardiovascular disease, number three, tools. But, Qalbi is a lot more than a tool. Qalbi is a part of a journey that all of us can be working together, and brings up also the concept of the multidisciplinary team. Technical people should be working with medical people, should be working with IT people, should be working with the community to try to make a difference. Dr. Murad, if I asked you to tell us a little bit more now about Qalbi technically, together with the students, how would you start?
Okay, Qalbi is a smart application. If you are talking about it or we want to describe it in a technical perspective, it's a smart application which is composed of a smart mobile application targeting anyone, any human being, for example, in the public. And it is also composed of a smart web application targeting the health care providers. Now, if we talk about the smart mobile application, the smart mobile application is a user-friendly application. And why we choose, let me start from here, to have a smart mobile application, because as you know, we need to prevent the community, we need to enhance the literacy for the community. So for that, we need to find a way where everyone in the community can use our system or our idea in an easily manner. So we thought about mobile application. Everyone has a mobile application. So for that, we thought about how to make it user-friendly. So developed or we implemented a smart mobile application. The smart mobile application, you can just use it in order to, with the application of generative AI. Generative AI is a branch of artificial intelligence where ChatGPT is from or coming from. Here you are interacting with a 3D model, like let us say, for example, a doctor assistant, for example, and we will show that, demonstrate that to the audience today, where it will ask you some questions related to your lifestyle factors, your daily lifestyle factors, for example, and then it is going to calculate and compute through an algorithm your cardiovascular risk factor. Based on that, there will be a personalized recommendation. And here where the AI or the smartness is, the personalized recommendation. Each one has a different lifestyle and different factors. So based on your personal factors, it is going to give you a personalized recommendation about how to eat healthy food, how to practice, how to, for example, what to do exactly if you need or an urgent need to visit a doctor or not. This is personalized for you. And this is one advantage how we can apply AI in. And we implemented that. The dashboard is connected with the doctor, so the doctor can automatically receive all the calculation and he can keep a track about his patients. And in addition, the doctors here or the medical field in general, they can, for example, have or they can monitor the cardiovascular, for example, risk factor and which lifestyle factors among the community are getting, for example, increasing or getting more attention based on the usage of the application. This is in a brief, but I will leave the floor for my students to explain it more technically and where they implemented the AI in more details.
Before we move on,
yeah.
as we have audience also, I prompt the audience to think about 3 questions. Did you ever use a health-related app? What did you like about the app? What didn't you like about the app? What do you think are the most pressing challenges in heart health apps or platforms like Qalbi? Because the whole goal of this is to be user-friendly, people to be engaged in it. And if we save one life, then we've done an amazing job. For my colleagues, Muhammad and Khalifa and the team, it would be lovely now to summarize this, and we'll be very excited about the demo to show us your innovation and hard work.
Sure. Yeah. We'll start with the mobile application itself, which you will be sent to the main screen where the user will be able to choose which agent he would like to talk with, which, as I said, it's supporting 2 languages, Arabic and English, which makes it easier for any users we can use the application. In the main screen, you will talk to the agent itself, as you can see now in the demonstration. When I click on any of the agents, it will be asking me of what would you like to do today. It's an optional thing if the user would like to take the risk assessment, which will be which we will dive deeply into explaining how it works, or he will just have a general conversation about the cardiovascular diseases. For example, if some users are concerned about if I'm running this amount of time, will it affect my cardiovascular disease? How can I improve my cardiovascular disease? The model that we came up with will help you and give you some steps and recommendations that you can follow, which can help you at the end to prevent this cardio disease. I will continue with the demonstration now, where the risk assessment will be shown, which will be asking 11 questions, and at the end you will receive the risk score with the personalized recommendations, as you can see.
Go ahead. Yeah, thank you.
So to explain how the personalized recommendations is mainly working for the agent itself, it's mainly taking the whole results of the risk assessment. And to mention also that the risk assessment we have used is the American Association risk assessment, which is only a part of the risk assessment. There is many different calculators for the risk assessments, but we've only used the specific one. Going back to the personalized recommendations, after the user is conducting this risk assessment and getting the result, which, for example, in this scenario is, let's say, 25%, and one of his answers that he has a high cholesterol level and he's a smoker, and so on, and so of these questions. At the end, All of these data will be sent to OpenAI, which we have also conducted multiple training models to different AI models. And we found out that the OpenAI is the highest with the personalized risk scores, the accuracy, that's what I mean. And based on that, the user will receive a personalized recommendations as points and some images to describe his problem and to advise him on what to do at the end. After all of this is done, this whole patients, as Dr. Murad Rajab said, will be sent to the doctor dashboard, where the doctor will be able to view his patients as a list, as you can see here in the demonstration, in the patient records, where the user will be able to see all of his patients in this table, and the ability to show the status, the dates of his risk assessment results. Let's showcase an example of what the doctor will be doing in his dashboard in just a second. After the doctor opens his dashboard, he can filter this table to find the specific user that he wants, or he can search on which patient he would like to open the file. For example, the Khalid Agda patient, he can view his all summary results as the risk factor scores, the major active risk factors, as I mentioned earlier. He's a smoker, he's a diabetic, and he's on hypertension medications, and so on, and his risk category at the end with the other factors, which is the gender, height, weight, and race, and so on. All of those things are displayed for the doctor, and the recommendations that's displayed or that's generated by the OpenAI. I would add a small thing for our project to make sure that the recommendations are perfectly fine. The doctor will receive these recommendations and the ability to send a message to the patient itself. So if the doctor found out that there is a slightly more improvement to add to the recommendations, for example, if the AI like miss some small things, he would like to send a message to the patient, which he will be able to send a message to the patient right here to type the message, and the patient will be able to view it. Later on, he can print the whole statement to keep it saved in his files, or later wherever he's locally storing them. At the end, as the doctor mentioned, also for the analysis part, where all of the doctor patients will be viewing this. All the doctor will be viewing this patient summary, where all of them would be analyzing which is the major risk, which is the most common concerns about the user, about the patient themselves, and the ability to generate some posters which can be done, as you can see here now, while choosing a specific for education purposes, which can be edited and done to a specific part. For example, I've chosen the diabetes section, and the ability to generate the poster in just a couple seconds, and the ability also to share these posters through all of your patients to give them more awareness, or you can just share them among the social media itself to help people be aware about what's happening.
The doctor can change the poster if he doesn't, if he wants to change it, or like to have another style, we can generate another one that can work, and it doesn't have to be about. Can be about any risk factor such as diabetes, blood pressure, or all of them.
And exactly. I think we need to reassure that the name that was listed is not a name of a patient; it's a name of a colleague who was involved in the project, just for privacy.
Yes, yeah.
And as you can see here, the ability to share this poster with all of the patients itself. And this is mainly the whole part of the project. I will go back to Dr. Samer, please.
So, Khalifa, what were some of the challenges? I mean, nothing is perfect, right? I even say the enemy of good is perfect. I'm sure everybody goes through huge challenges, but from challenges come experience and continuous learning. Any things that come to mind about some of the challenges you had and you still have with the project?
The challenges I would say at the beginning where we needed to understand the health considerations concerning privacy, such as the HIPAA protocols, MLFI, the jurisdictions, these restrictions. So understanding them and valuing patient privacy and things like that. Even where we conducted them, the bare minimum, where we asked the patients for their consent that it's going to be safe, and all of these and things like that. So understanding these restrictions and these health terminologies, these were a challenge. Also understanding the mathematical considerations regarding the algorithms that we use, they were a bit challenging. And there are more to come, but hopefully as an amazing team will overcome them.
So Murad, I always say that one small lifestyle change can make a huge impact, big impact on
Yes.
our health and any health.
Yeah.
Just kind of some ideas. Where do you see Qalbi heading in the next few years? What are some things that you would love to add to Qalbi? Where do you see challenges, and what are lessons learned for any student and any innovator and anyone interested in AI that you learned from this very interesting journey that we all embarked on?
Thank you so much, Dr. Samir. You asked many questions. Let me take them one by one. Okay. So first of all, always I say, if there is a will, there is a way. So for Qalbi, for example, it was at the beginning like a baby. And always I said that to my students, you have a baby and you need to keep care about it. So if you have a project, you need to keep care about it. So if there is a will, there is a way. So we can do something. For Qalbi, let me start with the first question, where Qalbi will be in the future and what I would like to see in Qalbi more. First of all, Qalbi, for example, we can add a prediction to Qalbi. So it can predict your, for example, risk factor in the future, how you will be practicing as a human being in the future, how you'll be doing, for example, in terms of the risk factors. So I can prevent myself, my family, my community for the future. AI is expanding. Every day we have something new in AI. We can add AI easily to Qalbi, to more features. I believe maybe the students, they missed to say that Qalbi is also available in Arabic, not only in English. That means to make it more user-friendly. And this is one, let us say, point that I need to focus on is Arabic. We are in lack of Arabic support, Arabic health applications that people are really thirsty to and are in need to. Also, I want to emphasize about something that people may at the beginning resist using AI. And they may not have a trust toward the AI, for example. So they may say, how can I trust an application which is built on AI? AI is not accurate, for example. And my answer here can come to say that if I will produce a new medicine, like during the pandemic, during COVID-19, when the vaccine came up, for example, how did you trust the vaccine, for example? This is just an example. The same idea, you have now AI. If today I produce a new medicine, for example, that is going to make you healthy in terms of cancer and so on, how can you trust? So I believe AI can be trusted in the future because scientists and scholars at universities in the academia, they are working to enhance the accuracy. There is a pace in terms that. So I think you can trust AI tomorrow. I cannot neglect the role of doctors and hospital people, but also AI is coming here to support people, to support either the healthcare providers, the patients, the human beings in general. Qalbi, I believe after maybe 5 years, now first of all, we are working on finalizing the research paper related to Qalbi because I believe it's important that people will get aware about it in terms of research, not only in terms of practical project. I believe so. After 5 years, I hope so to see everyone using Qalbi, inshallah, among the community, either here in UAE, the Middle East, or even all over the world, because I believe this is an important application. Nowadays, people are using smartwatches in order to track their, for example, health styles, like the heartbeats, maybe the number of steps they are walking, and so on. So I wish also that people can integrate and use Qalbi as one of the applications or one of the daily applications that they can use. Now, what do I say to students in general? Learning doesn't stop, by the way. And as I mentioned at the beginning, if there is a will, there is a way. Nothing is difficult. Yes, challenges are there. And the nice challenges are the fruits of innovation. Without challenges, you cannot feel happy after you innovate something or you produce or develop something honestly. So I tell my students that keep learning. Learning has no, for example, limited horizons. Just have the passion. It's good always to target projects or technical things that people or community are in need, honestly. So this is my message to my students. go continue learning. Nothing is difficult. We can start any path starts with one step. So even challenges are there. We can face the challenges. We can overcome them. So go continue, go ahead. I would like here to thank my students even because they did an amazing job throughout this journey, the Qalbi journey, honestly. And just let me say something, even maybe it can be funny. You know that heart is the place where people love each others. You know that. So this is another important point where Qalbi is important because we need to spread love among ourselves, among community. If you have a good heart, we love very well. For example, in this case, I believe everyone will be healthy, will be happy. We can draw the smile on every eye. So I would like to thank my students because with Qalbi, they made me smile, made me happy. And I believe, inshallah, they will make the community also happy.
We are all smiling. So to wrap up, before I make my concluding or summarizing remarks, Khalifa and Muhammad, any final thoughts?
I would be more than happy to see Qalbi in the future everywhere. Everyone is using it, especially if, God forbid, they don't need to use the risk assessment just for general awareness and to help them understand that any small difference, any small activity that they can do on a daily basis that can help them prevent any heart disease, and knowing that the heart disease is one of the biggest problems worldwide and locally and globally, helping them understand and prevent this in the future.
Them to love.
Exactly, it's one of the best things that it will be good for us, and hopefully it will be a bright future for all of us to continue with this project, inshallah. I will leave it with Khalifa. Yes.
For me, I would like to see, really excited to improve Qalbi. We have a plan where we are focused on the culture here, especially the Arabic culture, where we want to develop the dialogues. Here in the UAE, we have different dialogues where we want to, we have a plan of implementing it in Qalbi, as we have, like, when interacting with the digital agent, the patient can either through voice or text. So implementing it through dialogues, different Arabic dialogues. And we have that implemented. We have Lebanese, Kuwaiti, but now we're focused on the Arab Emirati dialogues here. I'm also with hopefully in the couple years, I'll be in the street and I can see someone like using Qalbi and like interacting with a digital agent, or if someone's asking me that he has health problems or heart problems, I'll be like, just use Qalbi and like take a risk assessment. It's gonna be fun either ways. And the most important thing is I want Qalbi to be the center of patient care, where the patient feels very comfortable, that there's it's fun, it's easy, it's very user friendly, very culture based, and yeah, hopefully and saving lives.
Love your excitement, all of you. So to summarize, ladies and gentlemen and dear colleagues, a great dialogue. What we've seen today is that Qalbi really creates a priority on prevention. It empowers patients and practically uses innovation, in this case AI, to address the global challenge of cardiovascular disease. And it's clear that it has incredible potential. But it's so important to go back to cardiovascular disease because at the end of the day, this is a journey. Cardiovascular disease is preventable, and it's not preventable when we are only 50 and 30. It's preventable even from a lifestyle that begins with the parents and even the mother when the baby is being carried. I've used for years, and the team has heard me before, the ABCDFS mnemonic. So we're going to use this platform to remind all of us that while Qalbi is a tool and a very important step in this journey, myself and my dear colleagues and whoever facilitated this interesting discussion, we need to use this for prevention. So the A is awareness, and that is what we're talking about in Qalbi. If I'm not aware, how would I be aware of my condition and my risk assessment, but also aware what I can do about it? B is blood pressure. I need to know my numbers. Again, for Qalbi to be able to work, and this was actually the discussion in the capstone, in the graduation. They said, who knows their blood pressure? So I invite all of us, all of you, to know the blood pressure, so you can put in the number, but to know the number. C is cigarette smoking. Anyone who could stop smoking, please do it yesterday and don't do it today. It would be great. And then cholesterol, whether it's the total or the LDL. Again, notice you need to know your numbers in order to be able to use Qalbi or any other app or any other tool. The D is diet and diabetes, and again, don't have to tell you, you need to know this. E is exercise, and we're talking only about 30 minutes of walking. Again, we can talk about this, and we can add to Qalbi things that make us aware of how much the person is walking, and it interacts like any watch, etc. F is healthy food. It can give us the education, as we've seen from Dr. Murad and Muhammad and Khalifa. There are some educational material that can be provided, and that can even be improved. And finally, S is stress management. Don't tell us about stress management, right? So with that in mind, your engagement always with ideas and things that we could share to really prevent heart disease is key. So, thanks for joining us today for this journey, my dear colleagues, speakers, my dear
Thank you so much.
colleagues.
Thank you so much.
This, and very, very importantly, my dear audience. So, Murad and Muhammad, and very importantly, Khalifa, thank you. As we say, health is a journey, not a destination. Have an amazing day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Samer. Thank you. Have an amazing day, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
See you.
Thank
Assalamu
you,
alaikum.
Thank you.
All right.